a lot of drama about in Englistan the by-election lost by Labor. The Greens apparently are going to win easily. I don't know whether they counted the postal votes. There might be a bit of vote rigging going on after that, but over 4,000 ahead. Um, the elites over there, the rightoids, are losing their minds. They're going crazy. Saying he's gonna hand out heroin and cocaine, Polanski, to school children or whatever. All sorts of crazy stuff. Um, Madness. Just a quick analysis of that. I mean, there's a lot of talk about the Muslims, family voting, the men telling the women to vote a certain way. That was okay when Labor were doing it, wasn't it? No one had a problem with that when it was Starmer and Blair and other people, Gordon Brown. Even in Corbyn, they didn't make much of a fuss of it. But apparently it's a big drama now. They're voting for Greens. And the rightoids are losing their minds. I've seen sort of white bogans here in Australia do that. Really feral, dirty sort of bogan type of white man intimidated his wife into voting for the Liberal Party. The Liberals of all people. Not sure how much they cared about him. So yeah, and the priest used to get up and tell everyone at church to vote for Labor. That was going back decades, 50s, 60s, probably even earlier. They just tell the people who to vote for. The priests, everyone's going to hell. The Catholic priests would say, I guess everyone's just going to hell if they don't vote for the Labor Party, the ALP. So it's not just a Muslim thing. Not to really defend the Muslims much, but it's not just a Muslim thing. Or a South Asian or Middle Eastern. Not an ethnic thing at all. That sort of nonsense. Probably more common, but happens everywhere. Probably Rayner, I'd say. Won't be too long before Rayner or maybe Andy Burnham takes Starmer out. They're sort of stewing their own juices over the weekend. They might even do it next week, possibly. Reform have finished second and Labor were third. So crazy stuff. 4 years of Ukraine, just pure evil. That is. It's beyond anything. I don't even want to talk about it much anymore. It's not worth thinking about. The level of evil of that situation. And Pakistan that just bombed Afghanistan. So maybe a war there, just crazy. And Trump is going to bomb Iran. It's going to be something akin to World War III, or something close to it, a Middle Eastern version, an Asian version. That's more lunacy. Trouble here. I don't want to talk about it too much. So heavy rain. They didn't quite predict the 3 to 30 millimeters, and I think it was 100 millimeters. They changed it late in the day, and there's terrible storms. 7:02 Sydney should be just clear their programming, the garbage they took, and concentrate on things like that. Old guy was out walking. Stupid old man was out walking. He fell down an open drain. Brazilian ex-copper was working at a restaurant. He just moved here 3 weeks ago. He jumped into the drain and got the old man out. Yeah, then the local radio is supposed to really go in on that. That's what you're supposed to do. I'm old-fashioned. Growing up in the 80s and 90s, I don't know, you're supposed to get the ABC radio or the talkback radio even, commercial AM. should be able to turn it on and get your updates and warnings and all sorts of things when things go on like that. But I'm just not interested. You go onto the transport info line and they're talking about Ramadan and women's soccer and Mardi Gras. ABC 702 had a guy from Rockhampton, some country singer, flogging his album. Never heard of him. Never heard of this guy. That's what they had on ABC radio when there's big walls of water coming in and flooding, weirs, or train stations flooded, tracks stopped, a heap of trains. I don't know. What do they do? What do you pay them for? Mould in the hospitals too. That's a big drama. Kerry Chant. Yeah. The bad people still think she's supposed to be given up. They covered it up. The workers dug into the doing renovations, I think, possibly, and deadly mould killed 3 people, I think. Possibly more. They'd be covering up a lot more. Kerry Chant. I thought she was retiring, but she's still poking away, causing trouble. Bad. The rot in the system. And bad things in the Commonwealth Bank. AI, the criminal gangs used AI allegedly to get $1 billion worth of home loans. Really crazy stuff. And crazy stuff. Other things. I think it's going to be a big court case. I can't really talk about various things, but yeah. So yeah, just Gorton and Denton can't get too much because remember George Galloway was sucking up to the Muslims there. In his by-election, then he won, and then about 6 or 8 months later, he got put out again. He didn't last very long at all. So what you can extrapolate against that? Mandelson arrested. Andrew Mountbatten arrested. Finally. I won't talk too much about that because that's going to be another court case. So I've got to put the video on Twitter and can't post anything sort of about court cases. Don't think he's been charged yet. But yeah, they're not going to do show trials of the King's brother and a top political operator, like I said on Twitter. People who are saying that are just ridiculous. So there'd have to be charges, wouldn't there? You'd think so. Corbyn told everyone to vote Greens over there. And he's doing for a bad guy, Corbyn. But like Bernie Sanders. Like I said before, wasted a whole decade. I don't want to talk too much about that, but yeah, I don't know what to expect. This Polanski guy is a good operator. He knows what he's doing. He's really smart when you hear him speak. So he might be a real deal. Corbyn was flaky and just not real bright, Corbyn, unfortunately. And not a lot of fight in him. But this Polanski guy, he's got them a bit stirred up. They're a bit worried. They're a bit rattled right now. So you think he might? I think they might get 40 or 50 seats. They could have the balance of power. Like I said, I think reform will run out of steam. And I think probably Hanson might drop off too. I think I said that. So yeah, and a war with Iran. That's the end of the American empire. That'll be the end of them. Trump is bringing down the United States. He's just going to crash the whole country. Lots of people leaving, even going to Albania. Americans are fleeing to Albania, so they're gone. They're finished. It's over. Their country is well and truly cooked, and ours might be too. Yeah, and Riley, so good Mingo, our mate Riley, doing a sort of sexualized sort of thing for lingo. I mentioned that on Twitter. I don't know what the lingo people would think about that. Sort of everything's between the legs with some people. Her especially, thing. I don't know how. I don't know what Susie Dent's thinking. It's sort of a bit of a toxic workplace there, I think. Riley said that guy, the producer, an ex-player, ex-Dictionary Corner guy, Damien Eady, I think he says. He said the old 60-something guy with a leather jacket. He's saying sexually perverse things all the time. On the set there, in her earpiece and everything. I don't know how that goes on in the modern world. Oh, and the BAFTAs. That was another thing. Uh, Tourette's guy, he attacked the black fellas. He yelled out that word, and of course the blacks went berserk. You see plenty of that discourse online. The BBC, I think, set him up. The consensus in this house is that the BBC set him up. Put the camera right near him, the microphone. They edited out the anti-gay stuff and that he said to the gay bloke, and also the pro-Palestinian comment from one of the black fellas there. Yeah, but they left that in. They're probably to distract everyone from Mandelson and Andrew. And we know what the BBC's been up to, Savile, etc., etc. They're at the core of it. The TV, the TV world over there is at the core of the bad stuff that goes on in Britain. Very strange, very integrated into the deep state, I think. That's what you have when state broadcaster dominates. So yeah, that's picking him. He can't help it, of course. He's abusive towards the Queen when they gave him an award, an MBE or whatever. So yeah, that was a little bit of comedy, I think. It's quite an amusing thing. The blacks went crazy, but they would, and they don't understand Tourette's at all. So we had a bit of comedy, but yeah, war with Iran. I'd say that's it. That's calling the chips. It's over for all of us, I think.